Welcome back to Kaufman Conversations. I'm Anthony Kaufman. Today I've got Thurman and Chester Mullet from the Mount Hope Auction and Expo Center. We're going to get into a little bit of their background growing up in Holmes County and some of the things they experienced over the years. Similar situation growing up in a family business and how they transitioned to where they are now, which I would arguably say is the kind of the center of all things in the Amish community, Plain community. To hear the name Mount Hope Auction, Mount Hope Event Center, pretty much everybody knows it, knows where it's at. A lot of things that take place there throughout the year, and definitely something that, in fact, when we sent this out, we sent it out for questions on social media. We didn't get any questions. We just got a bunch of people that responded back and said, oh, that's going to be a really good one. So not here to let anybody down. Hopefully get some stuff out there for you people to get a little bit more insight into the Mullet family, the company that they have, and what they're doing in the future. So, guys, welcome to Kaufman Conversations.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
All right, let's get rolling here a little bit. So, I didn't grow up with Thurman and Chester per se. They were in Berlin Elementary. I was at Walnut Creek Elementary. I do recall, I was thinking about this last night, I recall playing baseball against you guys. And I think Keith Gauss was your coach back in the day. And the thing that I recall the most out of all of that is the fact that you guys, you beat the crap out of us every time we played. I think we got run ruled by, at least when Thurman would have been like a sixth grader, we got run ruled by you guys 2 or 3 times every year. And I just remember that being a really embarrassing situation for all of us. So,
well, we had a lot of good players, but we lost to you guys one time though. I remember that. I dropped a ball in right field. So, and then you guys shot off fireworks after you guys beat us.
Oh, you know what? That. So that was the Kevin Trower era.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, we were not happy, and the funny thing about playing in Berlin and Walnut Creek, then you get to 7th grade, you're all on the same team.
I know.
And we looked at you guys like enemies. John Mass was over there, and quite a few other people that ended up being really good friends of ours. But Little League was fun.
Yeah, it was. You guys shot off fireworks after you run ruled us. So
no, we did not. We did not. We did. There were we did shoot fire. It was a year later, but that was guys that were not playing for us that lost on the year before that went and shot fireworks afterwards. And I won't even mention the names of who it was, but they were local people.
Oh, okay. Well, I do recall that. And if I recall correctly, and I just remember feeling so betrayed because Kevin Troyer was my next door neighbor growing up, and he was part of the group that shot off fireworks after Walnut Creek got destroyed by Berlin.
Yes. That was that friend group.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. So you guys, you grew up, give us a little background where you grew up, what you did early years. I think it's interesting for a lot of people to know that you guys actually grew up on a farm.
Yeah. Grew up in the Benton area, about a 90-acre dairy farm. Now we moved out of there probably when I was, 80? No, it was later than that. But we only had the farm. I was like 8 or 9, I think, when we sold the cows, and I didn't help much. All I could do is basically feed the baby calves and run the feed bin past the cows and dump in the scoops, and that's about it. And that's where we would have grown up, just in Benton there.
Yeah. How many head were you guys milking?
Probably 50 to 50
maybe 50. Yeah.
In the previous podcast, Junior said he milked 30 to 40, so we milk 40 to 50 or 50 to 60.
And you're talking about Junior Miller when you say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we milked those cows. We had a herdsman there. My dad was working part-time as a dairy farmer, then also working at TMK. And so we had a herdsman, Henry Chupp, that took care of milking the cows and took care of all that for us. So
Big Henry was with you guys back then already.
Yes. We would do the farming. My job was always to feed the calves and helped with the milking and everything. But we had chores there, and then of course we had crops too. So putting up hay up into a hay loft, least favorite thing of the farming. Driving the tractor was fun.
Yeah, up top in the hay mows, not the nicest place.
No, that's not ideal.
Midsummer.
No. I didn't do a lot of that. I had the occasion when Mom would ship me down to her brother's, and they would make me stack hay up, and I hated that. Yeah, yeah. So you guys, when you moved from, and that's kind of in that Freiburg Benton area there at the crossroad of those two county roads. You moved from there to the home next to Highland, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we actually lived in our grandma's basement for a year, trying to find a place. Dad sold the farm to make the investment into the auction, and probably if he'd have waited a year or two later, the price of land like exploded, and so he could. But we sold it to the neighbors, and lived in my grandma's basement for a year at least.
Yeah, at least a year.
We were trying to find a house. Then my mom bought the house with my Uncle Whitey over at Highland. My dad wasn't there. I'm not sure where he was at. But they went and bought it themselves, and that's where we moved to.
I don't remember exactly why, but I was at that auction, and your mom was there, and Uncle Whitey was there. And I remember, obviously, working for the seller, we're looking to get the most money for it, but we were also really hoping that you guys would get that. You had a dog back in the day. My wife, Julie, rode on the same school bus as you guys. What was his name, Duke?
Duke.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she recalls him popping on the school bus occasionally with you guys.
Yeah, Japanese Dalmatian.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not take the move to Berlin. He was used to going wherever he wants, and so when he moved to Berlin, he went everywhere he went, including
He
baseball
did.
games.
Yeah, he was definitely on the baseball field.
baseball
Baseball
fields
field.
during the middle of a game. Get on the bus
In the
and-
school.
In the
Oh,
school.
he was in
In
the
the school.
Yeah. When we got him, we could barely go up to him. He'd snap and bite at us, and by the time he was done, he didn't bite too many people. So.
Yeah, he was a good dog. Transitioning a little bit there, you mentioned your dad taking over at Mount Hope Auction. When was that he took over that?
It was a 19.
87?
Well,
I think we sold
he
the cows
says-
in 87.
yeah, he says 85 that he got there. It was 85, 86, I think. So he came in there to the auction. They had multiple managers throughout when they moved up to the current location. They moved that up there in 79, 80. And they had multiple managers that went through there. And finally, I think it was Emmanuel Mullet that helped hire my dad to come in. So he comes off from TMK where he was a salesperson and was around all the farmers, and comes into that position and took over in 85 or 86. And then he bought out all the shareholders during that time, ended up buying the last one in 1994. So,
Gotcha. You guys recall there used to be a sale that they did at Mount Hope. The Back to the Farm sale took place on Monday nights. That was always, at least in the summer, was a highlight. You'd hope that they would sell until like 10, 11 o'clock, and we'd all hang out in the popcorn room.
Yeah, we still do that today. That's still a big sale. Maybe not quite as late, but that's one of the best attended livestock auctions that we have.
And that's strictly
Ours.
dairy, the stuff that you're selling
No.
at that.
We go ahead.
well, dairy for some part of it, but we've combined the dairy and the beef part of it. The beef cattle, there's quite a few more people. There's more people raising cattle right now than there is dairy farmers in our area.
Sure.
So we've combined that. Instead of starting to sale at 7 o'clock and getting done at 11 or so, we start at 3. And we do the dairy side of it first, and then we do the beef cattle and the cows and the calves after that.
Gotcha. Okay. Moving into to where you guys are at now, like just a little bit of background for the listeners. As far as your family, we'll start with you, Thurm. Give us a little background on you and Cindy, the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, got my wife Cindy, and we have 3 girls, Bryn, Ashley, and Macy. Bryn is graduated from college now. Ashley's at Ashland yet, and Macy's going into her senior year. Met my wife out in college, out in Heston College, a while back, and she's from Nebraska, and we went to Heston together. Then we ended up at Eastern Mennonite University, and from there we came back here and settled and got married here. We lived here ever since.
Nice. Chet?
Yep. Well, I'm married. My wife, Christy, got 2 kids, 9 and 6, Avery and Andrew, and live there in Berlin. But met her I got into coaching as soon as I got out of college. I went to Muskingum University now, but met her eventually, was coached with her brother actually, and we eventually started dating, got married, and then so now we live in Berlin. She's from the Loudonville area,
Gotcha.
and
she grew up on a dairy farm too.
she grew up on a dairy farm too. But she will be the first to tell you that she would never go in the barn at all. She would. She stayed out of the barn. She didn't want anything to do with it. So
Yeah. So both of you guys, we're all in the same age bracket here. Thurman, toss this to you first. Did you ever, when you were going through college, did you ever foresee yourself coming back and assuming the role that you have now?
No, that'd have been the last thing in the world that I would have thought I was going to do. I went to college to get away, but also to play sports.
Sure.
And so studies, the degrees that I was pursuing in college were all to make so I wouldn't have to come back. And it's funny how that works. I mean, I came back after graduation in '99 and was going to work that summer and try to find out what I wanted to do. And ended up coming back and just staying here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but love what we do. Love working with the people that we do work with, and the area that we live in is, I think it's pretty unique.
Yeah, I agree with that. Chet, you ever see that happening?
No, I'm exact same, echoing what he said. That was like the last thing that I wanted to do. Went to college and basically for sports, so I could play sports, and then came back, worked summer doing actually some stone work with Tony Mullet.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
And then went to Sugar Creek Industries we were talking like when did I start, and we couldn't quite remember. It was either 2003, 2004, something like that. And I remember I got a call from Thurman, and he's like, "Hey, would you like to come do this? And this is what you're going to do. This is what I'm going to do, and we're gonna go." So then, I made the switch over to the livestock business and love it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Both of you guys, so, we attended church together for some time, played on some softball teams together. We probably can't get into those stories, probably not completely appropriate if I recall correctly. But you guys, the two of you played slow pitch softball for many years after that. When did you guys kind of hang it up?
Well, I think I was like 30. I mean, it's been a while. I don't think I played much longer than 30, maybe not even 30.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never quit.
Yeah.
I thought I'd play forever. And one day we didn't have a team, and I don't think I think I swung a bat like once or twice since.
Oh,
Yeah.
last summer there was a girls team that we sponsored, and I don't know what happened. They were talking trash to Pat, and they decided that they would play a group of us from the office here, and we played against them. That was the first time I'd swung a bat. I was sore for better part of a month after that. I decided that's come and gone. I'm not interested in that anymore. So as you guys moved into your roles there, at what point did you guys start taking over, or was there an official date when you guys took over the auction from Dad and moved into the roles you guys currently have?
You want that one, or you want me?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, when Chester came in, the business had been very heavily relying on the hog and the pig market.
Mm.
And in 98, 99, those years, there was, you were selling live hogs for $9 a pound, or $9 a hundred, not $9 a pound. And so the market sort of crashed. The livestock industry was tough. And so in the first 3 or 4 years that we were there, we relied on other sales, not your livestock. So
Right.
that was actually a losing deal every day. and because you just didn't have the headage. And so we relied on our special horse sales, and we relied on machinery sales and stuff. And so as it grew, that's when he came in. And then the question was asking, well, I don't know why I just got sidetracked on that.
I like it.
But in 2010, it was about 2007, 2008, after he was there a couple of years, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We wanted to continue to work at the auction or move on. And we wanted to find out what Dad wanted to do. That transition side of it is not the easiest thing to do.
Never.
Hard for the parents because that's what they've done all their lives. And then when they go and sell, sometimes people say they lose their identity a little bit, but it was in 2010 that we came to him, approached him about it, agreed on a transfer, and since then it's been since November of 2010 is when we took
Is that what
over.
it was? Yeah.
So
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, obviously, we've gone through a transition here as well. We've all got friends that are second generation business. It's not. You made a good point. A lot of the identity of the founders, the parents, is wrapped up in that business, and sometimes as the second generation, we have a vision of what it should be and where we're going with it, and it doesn't always coincide with what was done previously, and it's difficult for everybody. I guess I would say for anybody that's going through that is, have those hard conversations. Not easy to do. Not something that you look forward to, but in being respectful to parents and that first generation, it's a requirement. Yeah. Things left unsaid just end up becoming a bigger problem down the road. Yeah. Was that about the time you guys built the what's now the Beachy Arena? Did that happen before? That would have happened after that you built that.
yeah, so 07, 08, 09, that was it 08, 09 when the
real estate
everything crashed.
Yep.
Construction business slow. We built where the flea market building is. We built that, and then in 2012, when we bought out my dad in 2010, our idea was to build the Beachy Arena, which is now the Beachy Arena, in 2012. And but before we built it, we also looked at that we did not have enough land. And I remember you were part of that when we were negotiating with Holmes Limestone to
Right.
buy the extra 17 acres that were there. We had 20 acres at that time. And we thought if we build the Beachy Arena, and then all of a sudden we're sort of landlocked. If you don't have parking,
Yeah.
no one can come to your place. And we still don't. We would like to have more land,
Sure.
probably. But we were able to buy that 17 acres then. That allowed, we were fortunate that Merle was willing to sell it to us,
Right.
because if he doesn't, we could not have built any of the buildings. And so we did that in 2012. So we pushed back the building of the arena until 2014.
Okay.
So the Beachy Arena went up in 2014. The event center went up in 2017.
Gotcha. And the Beachy Arena for your larger horse sales, those are still conducted in the Beachy Arena.
Yep.
Outside of the trotting sale, which we'll get into a little bit later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the big sales are.
Gotcha.
Mid-Ohio draft horse sales.
Okay, all that stuff's inside there. So then you started adding on the. Now let me ask you this: what led you guys to start building the expo center? What was behind that?
Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Well, so they had this sportsman show that they had at the flea market with Benny Mass and them, and then people felt there was a need for a building to have shows at. So up at the Peter Dunn building up there, they added on to there and had an event center there, and they were doing shows and furniture shows, sportsman shows, home and garden shows, multiple shows, and then it came, I don't know what, 16 or something. They decided that they're going to close that portion of it because the P. Graham Dunn building wanted to expand and use that as their facility. So then we were approached by Ruben from Airworks, looking to move, but possibly a sale, but also wanted to see if we'd put up a building. And so we looked at it and we thought there was a need. We thought 40,000 square feet would be plenty big enough. And and that was sort of in our budget, what we could do. We had looked at adding on to the Beachy Arena and doing a 2-story addition at that time. Ivan Weaver Construction was helping us with it, but it was a phenomenal amount of money, and we just didn't feel that felt good about doing that. So we did what we could afford, and we did I think it was 40,000 first. And then in the first 6 months, we realized that's not big enough, so we added 20,000 right away, and then we did another 20,000 square foot addition in 21.
Okay.
And then this last year,
Right.
combined them all and made it so it's all, all under roof.
How many square feet do you guys have under roof if you start with like the Beachy Arena, move down through that new addition into the Expo Center?
Yeah, the Beachy Arena has 24,000 square feet. We call it the nest, the middle part that we disconnected, roughly about 40,000 square feet, and then about 81,000 on the event center. So about 145,000
No kidding.
square feet now, where gives you a lot of possibilities that you can do some bigger events.
Right.
But you also have to, if you're going to do bigger events, you got to make so people come.
That's true. So you guys, speaking of events, what are the larger events that take place there that take up all the square footage?
Larger would be the Airworks auction.
Yeah.
That came down from, used to be a Kidron sportsman show. Furniture Guild has their show there.
Home and Garden Show.
Home and Garden Show.
Then all the benefit auctions
yeah.
use all of those, all of the square footage. We brought in a couple of other horse sales that have other individuals that run the horse sales. Most of the sales that we do, we control everything, but there are about 3 or 4 events that they rent the grounds, come in, do their horse sales, and then they run everything themselves. So,
Gotcha. So those horse sales, let's talk about that for a second. You've got, obviously there's a bunch of different sales, whether it's Frisians, you name it. You guys have a bunch of different sales that go on. Does each one of those horse sales, do they all have committees that are involved in that as far as cataloging everything that goes on there?
Yeah, they would do all that basically themselves.
Really?
But it's, you got the Morgan sale, you got the Eastern Draft Horse Breeders sale, and like you had mentioned earlier, the Memorial Trotting sale, and a yearling sale also. They all have basically their own committees.
Gotcha.
Take care of it. We just provide where it is.
Gotcha. Now, the of those sales that you guys have, what is the largest attended one of those?
the Airworks sale is Airworks sale is large. People wise, usually in the middle of in February, so it's either cold or it's raining, and then it's muddy, and or a blizzard comes.
Yeah.
So, but they run that themselves. Now, from the horse side of it, the Memorial Sale would probably be the largest attended one. That's on Memorial Day weekend. There's 8, 10, 12,000 people there. Food vendors are there. They've done a nice job with that, and we partner with Robert from Dublin Valley with that sale, and we've added a pony preview the night before that raises money for Rainbow of Hope. So instead of just a Friday sale now, it's a Thursday benefit, Friday sale, and then we get into the weekend. So there's nothing on Saturday, but well-attended sale.
Yeah, and they start, how early do you let them start lining up chairs or chairs for that trotting sale?
Gets earlier and earlier every year, I think. I mean, it used to, I want to say I was really surprised. I think it was like 2 weeks before maybe the first sale that they started setting them up. Now it's, there's some are there a month. Well, I should say it was a week before. Now it's 3 weeks. Up to.
Yeah, you'll have 200 to 300 chairs sitting there, and Then of course we can't mow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but that's one of the things
Yeah.
that's fun about it.
So
I'm glad
makes it
people.
good
I'm
that-
glad people want to come.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's a good event.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Along with those auctions, do you guys have any idea in a year how many people, whether it's a weekly auction or it's one of those big events, do you guys have any idea how many people will visit your grounds during a year? Shoot high. It's always better when it's high.
Oh,
I got no clue whatsoever.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd say a lot. I wouldn't be. I don't even know what kind of number you put on it. I think there's some other events or other places that have put numbers on of what people go through. If you look at it on a Wednesday sale, from the buyer's side of it, no, we don't have 500 buyers, but
Right.
From 500 to 1,000 people a week that go through there, for sure. I mean, you have 700 some consigners, so
Whoa, hold on. You have 700 consigners for a weekday sale.
on a regular Wednesday sale. And so you'll have those people bringing animals in on Tuesday night and Wednesday. So you have those, that's on a weekly side of it. Now, so I don't know what people-wise, but...
Man, isn't that a logistical nightmare with 700 consigners on a weekly basis?
No, we want them all.
Well, I know. I mean, we want them all, but holy cow.
So it takes, what we've done for the Wednesday sale, at least, Tuesday we open up on the afternoon. You can come in and drop off your animals. Some people don't like to do that because then the animals are off their feed and their
Right.
water for 24 hours, and some animals don't like to drink our water.
Sure.
And so some people don't like to do that because they're afraid of losing some weight. In the cattle side of it, most auctions in the country take all the cattle at night before and get that good shrink. Our place doesn't exactly do that. So, but Tuesdays till 8 o'clock we're unloading, but usually unloading till 11, 12 o'clock. Some people know how to unload themselves. And then Wednesday morning we open up again. And we've added some new docks. So we have roughly about 10 to 12 places you can unload at one time. And we've separated the sheep and goat docks from the rest of the animals. So that helps the local truckers come in and get out. People don't like to wait.
Sure.
And so we try to do our best in not making people wait.
Yeah. And all of those things get checked in and put into your computer system when they get checked in. So it's not the old school thing of the tickets and...
No, it is the old school. We still write everything down.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Still write everything down, and we have to go down and get the slips. We call them the slips. You write whose consignor is, what they have. Then they go up to the office and enter them in there.
So they enter all of those in up there. So if I consign something, let's say I got a couple head of call cows that I send in, how soon are those people getting paid then for that stuff?
As soon as they go through the ring, you can.
I can pick up a check from you. No kidding.
As soon as it's sold, yeah.
Wow.
If
Okay.
you don't, we'll mail it out.
Yeah.
We would like you to
Obviously.
come pick it up. That way you don't have to mail it out. The mail is terrible.
Mail is terrible.
That
and
is
They just
horrible.
went up again
Yeah.
price-wise, and you have that many consignors. I mean, it
Yeah, that's a lot.
takes a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. So you mentioned some there, Thurman, that I thought about just for a minute. Talk a little bit about, I don't think people understand quite what the sheep and goat market has become for you guys in that area. I know you said you have some new docks. I think you got a new ring just specifically for that.
Yeah, I mean, we sell in 2 rings. So we have the sheep and goats. We start at 9 o'clock in both locations. The sheep and goats have been, in our area, most people were not raising sheep and goats 30 years ago, 40 years ago. There was either a dairy farm or a hog operation. And the sheep and goat market just sort of grew. Probably 06, 07, we started getting some numbers. But we didn't have any buyers. We had one buyer, and he controlled the whole thing. And so we branched out and developed a little bit of a market. And we have some important people there that take care of a lot of the orders that we rely heavily on. And as those, as we started delivering sheep and goats into eastern United States, those buyers liked the quality of what we were sending, and and the Columbus area has grown for a need of sheep and goats as well. And a lot of your cities have grown with the diversity, and they're our biggest buyers. Those cities are in New York City. We probably have 5-6 regular buyers on a regular basis that buy sheep and goats every week.
Really?
And if you can get semi-loads and big trailer loads of sheep and goats, it's easier to sell those than it is a little pickup load.
Sure.
So, little like anything, but yeah, we've been very fortunate with those accounts and their support. But they like the lambs, they like the goats out of this area.
Really?
They want fresh animals straight off the farm, and we can get them sold at our place on a Wednesday, and they can be at their slaughterhouse on Thursday morning.
Really? So, I mean, obviously the majority of these are going to ethnic areas. On average, do you have any idea how many head of sheep and goats you'll sell on a weekday?
Anywhere from low end, low end probably being 1,500 sheep, up to during the big holidays, the Id holidays. I mean, we can get 6,000 in there on a Wednesday or on a sale day. And then goats, we're averaging anywhere from 700 to 1,100 every week. Seems like.
So it's possible you'd have 7,000 head go through on some of those specialty.
Oh yeah. I mean, ideally you want
sheep and
about
goats.
Really?
ideally you want about 2,500 lambs, 1,000 goats a week. That would be on an ideal, and that's probably about an average of what we do at the year. But yeah, I mean, you'll have weeks where, and so St. Angelo, Texas, is the largest sheep and goat auction probably in the United States. New Holland's another one, and then we're probably right there. You want to average that because we're numbers based, so you want volume at your livestock sales, but you also want good stock,
right?
And
Very interesting. We were talking earlier about people that come into the area. There's attendants from a lot of different areas. Do you have any idea what the furthest is that somebody travels in for your auctions? I know I was at the trotting sale. No, just on some of the specialty stuff, like that type of stuff. I was at the trotting sale. I was walking around with a couple of the auctioneers, and they were pointing out guys that were from like Rexford, Montana, places like that had come all the way to Mount Hope and Holmes County, Ohio, for these sales. Where do you get visitors from across the entire United States?
Canada, quite a few come down from Canada actually. But then, like you said, like Montana, Wyoming, they'll come in. Not a whole lot from out there, but
they'll come in for the draft horse sales or something like
sales.
That. With social media and I thought when we first started, the mailing list was the most important thing that the auction ever had. But now your social media and you're able to, for people from outside of our area, from say they're from Montana or California, a lot of them are able to just watch our sale live also, and so you can sell to those people as well if you trust them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negatives to online auctions and buying over the phone for somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
But we're pretty dumb. We usually trust everybody.
It's the fault of ours, I believe.
Hey man,
we're too trusting.
We've got the same thing. I mean, you default rate on online. I mean, I don't know that it's considerably higher than live, but there's definitely that risk that goes into that online. So you guys stream all your auctions then?
Not all of the auctions. One of the newest thing that we've started is DV Auctions is running live every Wednesday for our livestock sales. So in the livestock ring where they're selling the cattle, the hogs, we're selling live, and we open up online bidding. So our regular customers that we do business with, we make that available for them, and they get sheep and goats. Quite a bit is done in the sheep and goats, and so we've got both rings live every Wednesday. Farmers can sit at home and watch their stuff sell, or if it's a regular buyer that we have been doing business with, we allow them to buy online as well.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about the Expo Center, what you guys got going on there. Any idea how many shows you guys do there throughout the year? Enough?
I don't have a number. It's mostly, during the summer, it's a lot of weekends with just the benefit sales, I guess.
Yeah.
Then shows get busy in the fall and in the winter time. We're busy about every weekend.
There's something going on there pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, we don't have. I shouldn't say we don't have. We don't have a date available, an open date right now. But September might be our little bit downtime with the event center, and we do that because we're very busy at the produce auction during that time. And but the rest of the year is book full.
Yeah.
We do not have any open weekends from January to the end of August, and then from October to the end of the year. There's, as of right now, we don't have much that we can add on to.
Yeah. Do you guys think you're done with the building aspect of it, or do you foresee having to stretch that thing out further than you currently have?
Well, it depends if Kaufman has land available.
Well, you guys, both, you know what it's like in Mount Hope to find land.
I feel from an expansion side of putting buildings up, I feel that I'll never say that we're done with anything. We are doing a big project right now. We're blacktopping, paving quite a bit of the grounds right now. And so that was sort of in our plan for this year. We actually were going to wait a little bit for it, but we usually chip and seal quite a bit of it, and then this year we are paving it. So we're doing that project this year, just trying to fine tune some other things before we look at any other project. So right now, no plans.
Yeah. Are there shows that would use more space if you had it?
We're wanting a couple of shows to grow into the new edition. And if they were able to, then it would be something that we would look at.
Right.
But we'd rather, if we could fill them now, it would be. If they can fill them, then we'd look at it. So
yeah. You mentioned something earlier there, and I completely forgot about it. It's the produce auction, and that thing that's not year round though, is it?
No, it'd just be seasonal.
Just
basically.
strictly seasonal down there, and that's not on site. That's on down State Route 241 there towards Freiburg. Yeah. When does that really start cranking up for you guys? Is it hitting hard right now, or is it something that you see a lot more of it, like you said, in September and those months?
A lot more in the fall. Growers, a lot of fall items, pumpkins, your gourds, your just your decorations and stuff for that mums. That's when it really picks up, which is usually biggest sale is usually in October, right?
September, October.
Right over draft horse sale.
Yeah. Do you have how many days a week does that run during season?
So April, May, we run Tuesday, Thursdays. Then October, we go back to Tuesday, Thursdays. And then June through September, we're Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days. Flower season, of course, in April and May. Very weather dependent. If it's nice, sunny, not wet and cold, people are buying flowers. This year was a tough year for the flower growers. And so produce-wise, you rely on how much produce you're going to get. Depends on the weather.
Yeah.
And the times of the year it comes. So
now a lot of what you guys have done in Mount Hope, I mean, you guys have heard Dad talk about it. He credits Mount Hope with his start. And I think a lot of people look at that Mount Hope area as just, like we said earlier, kind of being the epicenter for all things from the Plain community, whether it's shows, whether it's auctions, benefits, things of that nature. I know coming up they have that Sportsmen's for Humanity thing that takes place there as well. But you guys were also instrumental in building the hotel that sits adjacent to your property there. When did that go under construction?
Oh, good question. Was it 2016? 18 or 19, I think. I think COVID sort of saved the hotel as far as where the management side of it was and where how it was being run. I think it was built in 17, 18. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that, getting the land, putting something up, that has been a huge boost to it. It has helped us.
Sure.
It allows our customers to have a place to stay and be on site. So there are customers that will sometimes complain during the big events that the hotel is there, but the rooms are expensive. And, when they're sold out, I think then just like anything,
yeah, supply
and demand with it. And, but the hotel has been a huge boost to us and given us a lot of opportunity as far as bringing people in and letting them stay overnight.
Yeah. Yeah. I always wonder, I'm referring to it again, but like the trotting sale, all the people that come in from outside the area, where do they all stay? Because there's no way that the hotel alone, I mean, I see, just down the road from us there on 201, the Berlin, the resort, those places always have goosenecks and stuff sitting in there. But I mean, you got to run out of rooms at some point.
Yeah. I mean, the Airbnbs have sort of hurt the hotel business over the last couple of years because there's a lot of Airbnbs in Holmes County and Wayne County. But from the hotel side of it, like the good thing about our area is there's when someone calls in and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a hotel," and is there a good hotel that you recommend? We don't have a bad hotel
Right.
in Holmes County. They're all good hotels,
Right.
and they're all clean.
Mm-hmm.
They're all well managed, well kept, and that's a big benefit for large events and large sales, large shows that you have the ability to accommodate people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
as you guys look at what you guys have done over the last, since say around 2010 to where we're at today, 16, 17 years, what do you think was the most critical aspect that you did as far as growth in that area? You guys have obviously done a really good job in being involved in the community, but what was like where that tipping point where things really started to flow for you?
you go first.
And I would say it was the Beachy Arena, building that thing, and then realizing that, hey, this isn't big enough for what we want. We need even more. And then, like you said, with the event center, more got bigger. I guess I don't know if that's really what you're asking.
Absolutely.
Something like that, or if it's a strategy. I think that arena was, and we were like, do we want to do it? Do we not want to do it? And finally, I think he obviously made the last decision and just went and did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad wasn't really in favor of it. I mean, if you look at the auction, all the buildings that we have, we sort of build them. We the one on the south end where all the sheep and goats are at. The only reason we built that is we used to put up tents. Then the tent blew down during a sale, and we were like, can't have this happen again. Got horses in there, so we built that building out of a necessity, and so we didn't have to rent the tent. And then we added on to it right away, and we've added on to it 3 times. And but the Beachy Arena was one of the main, it helped we rely very heavily on our draft horse sales, our fall and our spring sales. And that we were probably the first one to have a building like that. Now other places have buildings that's very similar. And so we were that move probably benefited us more than any other building that we did.
Yeah. A couple of other questions here as we get towards closing up here. As you guys look at Mount Hope, what do you guys foresee for the future? Is there, you think it's something that will continue to grow? I know we talked about potential of expansion and so forth down the road. Is the weekly, I know there was a time, you guys mentioned it earlier, where the weekly cattle auction was a difficult part of the business. Has that become a much more integral part of what you guys are doing as you move forward?
Yeah, I would say it was, or is. It's like you said, like, I remember when I first started there, we'd start at like 11:30 in the forenoon, and we'd be done by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then we'd go over and eat at Mrs. Yoder's, or we'd go somewhere to eat or do something like that. But now it's, it is very. Now then we started starting at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes we would sell past midnight, go to 1, 2 o'clock, and then we added, like you said, like we added the sheep and goat ring. Really changed it and allowed us to take a lot more volume. If we have 2 rings rather than selling 1 ring all the time.
Your buyers aren't crossing over there.
And then I don't know how much more you can expand. I mean, you got to build more buildings, really.
Yeah.
And then land. We need land like that. Then you take away parking, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys have done a good job from a logistical standpoint. I know at that Airworks auction, they park them way off site and truck them back and forth, and not ideal, but they've definitely figured out a way to deal with the amount of people that are there. Thurman, what do you got?
Talk about like in the future of what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I just turned 50, so I feel like I'm done. And we've talked about this, what the future holds for us, because will our kids want to invest into the business? Chester's kids are a little bit young right now, so we have no clue. My kids are a little bit older, and I'm not quite sure if that's the path that they want to go, and which is great. I mean, if they want to be involved with it, I think we'd be welcome to that. But running a livestock auction is it's not the most attractive thing in the world. Sometimes you have to deal with a lot of different issues that a lot of businesses don't have to deal with, and it's sometimes where we like, man, we're done with this. Let's get out of here. And there's days where you feel that way, but so we're trying to figure out what we're going to do in the future. We'd love to bring in we're looking for a GM type of person to come in and sort of take over some of the livestock side of it, the equipment side of it. So we're just feeling our way through it. We're not really in a rush, but we'd like to find someone to come in and help us.
Yeah.
And we've added some staff. We've added some offices. We're, from the marketing side of it, you'd like to have someone in there doing, we've sort of run it just depending on a couple people in the office. And I think someday we'll have to expand a little bit for that. So event center wise, we've had good people there. Good people running that, so we feel very confident in that on the event center side of it that can run almost itself. But the livestock is just a little bit more day to day, more hands on. So and not anybody can just do that, because if you don't know livestock, and we're not the smartest people of knowing livestock, but I think what we're good at is dealing with people. And from both sides, because you're trying to make the seller happy, you're trying to make the buyer happy, and I would like to bring someone in with some knowledge on the livestock and the equipment side of it to maybe grow the business.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you brought something up there that I was actually going to cover as to whether or not you guys saw your kids ever coming into that. I mean, using myself as an example, obviously, I have a son-in-law who's involved. Our oldest daughter, that seems highly unlikely, living in Colorado, but you did mention that a little bit earlier, and hey, I get it. I mean, it's not it's the same thing as the auction industry. It's not the world's most glamorous thing. Not everybody wants to deal with that stuff. I understand that. Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. I mean, you're selling multiple times. You're selling to get a person to recognize that you've got the market and bring their stuff in, and then you're actually selling it, and you're hoping that your buyers appreciate the service and the prices that they get, so that they're coming back. So it's dealing with a lot of moving parts, and it's not always the easiest thing to be in a position like you guys are in. So I want to close it up with a couple things here. So we always have a question that we ask our guests, and interested. I think I know the answer on this one already, but Canada Dad Schwetze.
Excuse me.
Net good.
Net good.
We can understand a lot more than we can speak it.
I got it.
Yeah.
But just the ability to understand and communicate there. I mean, excuse me, you guys have obviously seen that like it does lower that barrier when you have that ability to communicate with locals, that is their preferred, communication.
Yeah. So if there was anything I wish I was better at, it would be speaking it.
Yeah.
And being able to carry on a conversation back and forth. I mean, I can understand every word they say. The minute I start talking English, the whole conversation switches to English then. And I mean, it's something that I've but I wish I could speak it better. We grew up with it at home, and we listened to mom and dad talk. And
blame our parents for not making us speak it at the dinner table.
Right.
Yeah. I feel that would be speak it at the dinner table, and then you'd get it. But we're just not very fluent in it.
It's a weird dynamic. If I'm talking to Dad and I'm speaking English, he automatically has the assumption that I'm around others that can't speak Dutch. So we speak it quite a bit. But my siblings, they understand it the same way. They don't speak it a whole lot. But then for like Julie and I, she understands it, doesn't speak it. Our girls don't. They don't understand any of it. And they both commented that that they really wish we would have pushed them in that area to understand that. But hey, it's a little late for that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have one piece of advice for anybody who's listening here, we've in the past, it's been pretty much across the board. It can be anything. Maybe it's your golf swing. Thurm, you're what are you by now? About a 1, or are you scratch?
No, not a 1.
No.
Oh, a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Depends who you're playing with. Any type of advice that you would have for people that might be listening in?
Let me go first.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I would just try to, if you're in business, try to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket or one nest, whatever it is. But we've always tried to do things, and if we decided to do something, we'd always have a backup plan that if this failed, we would go and be able to use it for this, and don't just rely on one source. Or, for us, we instead of just worrying about relying on the livestock side of it, we got into the event center side of it. So if the livestock market would crash or go sour or something, we had something else that we could try to possibly fall back on.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's huge. Chet?
I'd like to go back to where you said second generation owners. I would recommend writing everything down on what you agree on. We ran into that, but it's just you think you'll both remember the same thing, and you don't. You take it one way, they'll take it the other way. Write it down.
Yeah, man, that is spot on. That is so spot on.
And then just one other point is make sure you have a good wife. I'll tell
Amen
you,
to that.
For us, our schedule is not 8 to 5 job or 8 to 4 job. No, we have our days where we have nothing
I'm
going
sure.
on.
Yeah, yours is
Absolutely.
the same thing
And
too.
but our wives have been so good at, and our families have sacrificed so much with long hours of work, and it's great to have the support from home if you're trying to be in business.
Yep, completely agree. All right, guys, this has been Kaufman Conversations. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you at the next one.